Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and another Monday Mix. Today is the 20th of October. I've got a fair bit to get through today, so I'm going to kick off with some coin news and a coin update. I did mention last week about the Strike Your Own Monopoly coin coming to the end on the 9th of November and the Christmas experience starting on the 23rd of November, where it's been mainly based at kids. They can actually get to see Santa. And between the 10th and the 23rd, I hadn't a clue what could be the Strike Your Own in between. I had a feeling it could well be the Snowman as well, and it turns out it is. So the Snowman does start on the 10th of November, and then from the 23rd, the Christmas experience starts with the chance to see Santa as well. Now, with regards to coin news, the Royal Proclamation came out on Friday with a bunch of coins. There's going to be 3 £5 coins coming out, 2 £2 coins and 2 50 pences. Now, of the £5 coins, I did mention this one last week, the next Music Legends coin going to be Freddie Mercury. Now, this coin is going to have a depiction of Freddie Mercury with his signature and obviously his name, and it's going to be surrounded with a studded border. Now, as it turns out, next September would have been his 80th birthday, and obviously 35 years since his death. He died in 1991. It's hard to believe it's 35 years ago. Where has the time gone? The second £5 coin I've been led to believe could well be in the annual set, and that is the one depicting Queen Victoria. So there's going to be 2 images of Queen Victoria, one at the start of her reign and one at the end, with a lace motif. Also with the inscription 1819, which will have been the year of her birth, Queen Victoria, and then 1901, which was the year of her death. So that will be commemorating 125 years since her death, I would guess. We did have a coin in 2001 commemorating 100 years of her death. Now, the third £5 coin, I haven't got a clue what this is supposed to commemorate, but apparently it has a depiction of the Archangel St. Michael slaying a dragon with the inscription Per Crucem Tuam Salva Nos Christi Redemptor, which apparently stands for By Thy Cross Save Us Christ the Redeemer. Now, I know this Latin inscription was on hammered coins way back in the days of like Henry VI, Edward IV, etc. But as I mentioned, I have no idea what this commemorates. Now, we've heard of the film Planes, Trains and Automobiles, so now we might have some ships, trains and automobiles. With regards to ships, we're going to have a £2 coin with the depiction of the ship HMS Beagle. It's going to have the inscription HMS Beagle with a incuse edge lettering of the voyage of the Beagle. Now, the Beagle was actually launched in 1820, originally as a 10-gun ship, but it was actually refitted and remodelled to be a research and surveying vessel. So it had 3 main voyages. The first voyage took place in 1826 to 1830, where it went to map out South America. So I'm presuming this coin is going to be 200 years of the first voyage. Charles Darwin, obviously, he was associated with the Beagle as well, but he didn't actually travel on the ship until its second voyage, which was between 1831 and 1836. Where they circumnavigated the globe. And then the Beagle also had a third voyage way back in 1837 to 1843. It was actually decommissioned in 1845 and sold and broken up in 1870. And as regards trains, there's going to be another £2 coin. This one has the depiction of the train, the Duchess of Hamilton, which was a Princess Coronation class. It's going to have the incuse ledge lettering LMS Princess Coronation Class 6229. Now, the LMS stands for London, Midland and Scottish Railway. The 6229 is the LMS number, but as you can see in this photograph, there's also, it has 46229, which is actually the British Railways number. Now, originally it was a streamlined version, but the streamlined casing was actually removed in 1947 for maintenance efficiency reasons. It's currently on display at the National Railway Museum in York, and from what I've researched, it was actually built in Crewe in 1938. was actually sent over to the USA in 1939 for the New York World's Fair, but the number 6229 was actually swapped with a 6220 because apparently there was 5 other trains similar, but they were all blue in colour from the Caledonian Railways. It was shipped back to the UK in 1942 after the outbreak of World War II. The identities were swapped back to its original 6229 number in 1943. Carriages returned in 1946, so I'm presuming it's got to be 80 years since the locomotive actually ran with carriages. It was actually retired in 1964 and almost scrapped, but Sir Billy Butland saved this and another retired locomotive to be used as children's playground exhibits in his Butland's camps. The Duchess of Hamilton was actually taken to the Minehead camp. It left the camp in 1975 and the Friends of the National Railway Museum accepted it in 1976 on a 20-year loan deal to restore and preserve it. It ran again from 1980 to 1985, and after buying the locomotive from Butland's in 1987, an extensive overhaul was made and it resumed mainline service from 1989 to 1996. It then became a static exhibit in 2005 and the streamlined appearance was reinstated to its original form and in 2009 was put on display at the National Railway Museum. And finally, automobiles, well, racing cars to be exact, because in 2026 it will be 100 years since the first British Grand Prix was held at the Brooklands circuit, and this first British Grand Prix had 13 entries made up of just British and French drivers, but as it turned out only 9 started, and of that 9 there's only 3 actually finished the 110 lap race. Now with regards to the French drivers, 2 actually finished first and 2 finished third, because way back in the days apparently if a driver had to retire due to his own car breaking down, he could actually drive another car, and that's what happened because one of the French drivers was getting badly burned due to the car overheating, so his colleague actually jumped in and took place, which I thought was a bit unfair, to be honest. So as I mentioned, Brooklands was the circuit that was actually used in 1926 for the first British Grand Prix. We've just had the most recent 2025 British Grand Prix in July. That was held at Silverstone, which has been the main venue for British Grand Prix over the past few years. And obviously the British driver Lando Norris won the 2025 version. Now the coin itself is going to have a depiction of a classic racing car and a modern racing car, so I'm presuming there's going to be something similar to the Isle of Man rally cars, where we've got a couple of them on the same coin, and this one with the racing cars on is going to have the inscription 1926 to 2026 British Grand Prix. And the final 50 pence that we know about is of the famous Beano comic character Dennis the Menace, who gets his own coin with a depiction of both him and his dog Nasha, and it has the inscription 75 years of Dennis and the Beano logo. Now it isn't the first time we've seen Dennis on a coin, because way back in 2021 the Pitcairn Islands had a 5 coin set. Now this one was very kindly sent to me by Ian Ritchie as a gift, and this one has Dennis on, and as you can see it's got 70 years of Dennis. The other 4 coins, there was Nasha, his dog, there was Minnie the Minx, Roger the Dodger and Billy Whiz, so 5 coins. I mean, he must be getting on a bit now. I wonder he hasn't got a Zimmer frame. Funny how time stands still in comics, isn't it? Anyway, that will be coming out probably next year. Other coins that could be coming out next year. Well, in 2026 we've got the Commonwealth Games being held in Glasgow, and we did get a coin coming out in 2014 when it was last held in Glasgow. And 2026 also sees the next World Cup. This one is going to be a 48 team event, which is going to be jointly held in the United States, Canada and Mexico. Now it's highly unlikely, but I would have loved to have seen a circulating 48 coin set similar to the 2011 Olympic Games coins. As I said, highly unlikely, but we might get one coin, which is probably uncirculated. Also next year, we've got the 10th anniversary of David Bowie's death, the 10th anniversary of George Michael's death, and also the 50th anniversary of Agatha Christie's death. Next we'll move on to what happened on this day. Now, as you know, that I usually do any events that has some sort of coin related theme to it. Now this one is a bit of a tenuous link because way back in 1632 we saw the birth of Sir Christopher Wren, the British architect. Now Christopher Wren doesn't actually have a coin in his own right, but he has designed many buildings, two of which have been depicted on coins. And the first one is St Paul's Cathedral, which was on the 2005 end of the Second World War coin. Now a lot of people mistakenly call this the VE Day coin, which I suppose the VE Day was the same time, but its official name is the 60th anniversary of the end of the Second World War. It was designed by Bob Elderton. But way back in the 1600s, St Paul's Cathedral had fallen into a bad state of disrepair, and Christopher Wren was commissioned to help design a new St Paul's Cathedral. They were just about to start work on it, but then the Great Fire of London happened and the whole thing burned to the ground, so they had to start basically from scratch. And so Christopher Wren had actually travelled to the likes of France and Italy and other countries getting ideas for designs for certain buildings. He did also help design 52 other churches that were also damaged at the same time in the Great Fire of London. And obviously this dome design, it would say in the likes of the White House in the United States. So that is the first one. I mean, the construction actually began on that in 1675, but didn't finish until 1710. In fact, it was taking that long to build that Wren was actually docked half his pay until it was actually finished. The second coin that Sir Christopher Wren helped to design is the coin that was released earlier this year, the Royal Observatory at Greenwich, which I've got to say is probably my favourite coin of the year so far. In fact, I don't think it's going to be beaten as far as I'm concerned. So that was the 350th anniversary of the observatory. Obviously we don't know a mintage figure for that as yet, and this one was designed by Henry Gray. There's so much detail on that coin. And finally we're going to finish off with some coins that I've been buying. Now I've got all these for the full sum of £19. It was all free postage. And I've got to say a big thank you to Andy F, who did that coin swaps with the other week that you would have seen. He put me onto this site. Now, I did mention last week I was waiting for these to come through. So this is the 1 cent series from 2009, the Lincoln cents. So I've got coin number 1, which is the log cabin I was supposed to have grown up in. You read that. Now I've got both Philadelphia and the D main mark set, Lincoln set. They're all exactly the same, apart from the fact one is Denver and one is the Philadelphia. This is coin number 2, and that one is the formative years in Indiana. I like the way they've done this. put this in, and then the little coins inside its own little plastic covering. Number 3 is it Professor of Illinois, I think it is, or Professional Life in Illinois, that's right. See, all of these coins are uncirculated. Not brilliant uncirculated, but they've been taken out before they've actually hit circulation. And the last one, number 4, the presidency in Washington DC. Obviously that was before the dome was constructed. As it says there, features the half-completed Capitol dome. So all of those are from 2009, which actually completes the 2009 cent series. And I think they were each £4.31 a set. So in total, I've got 18 coins, and it cost us £19. So you might as well say £1 a coin. Now these were nickels, 5 cents. And this had to do with the Louisiana Purchase that Lewis and Clark made. This one, Westward Journey. Again, I've got a set of both Philadelphia and Denver mints. Next one is the Keelboat. And I've got vintage figures there as well. The American Bison. Ocean View. Now I do have an Ocean View one. I can't remember if it is a Denver or a Philadelphia, but I think these are going to be definitely better condition than the one I've got. And lastly, Monticello, which is actually Jefferson's old home, isn't it? I think. Yeah. There we go. So that's 5 coins there, and as I said, I've got another 5 coins with the Denver mint on as well. You can let us know what you think about those. You can let us know if you've got any of those coins yourselves, and also let us know what you think about these new coin releases that could be coming out. Right, that's it for today, folks. I do thank you for watching once again. Big thank you to each and every one of you for doing so. But if you'd like to hit the like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and until the next time, which will be Wednesday, another 50 pence hunt. Keep on hunting, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.